Hi everyone, welcome to yet another episode of What is this world coming to today? Um, I'm Helen McGinn, a master neurolinguistic programming and hypnosis practitioner, a spiritual energy clearer, and a mastermind coach. A lot of what I've spoken about before has been what does NLP and hypnosis do, and how does it work together, and what can it do for you. And the other side of the business was the spiritual energy clearing that I explained a little bit about, and how these two worlds actually integrate very closely together. But today I want to speak about the energies that are currently happening or coming into the planet, and how it will affect us, or how it's busy affecting people in an individual basis and also on a collective basis. And a lot of this information is more of a knowing, and I know that there's a lot of information out there, especially in the spiritual community and the, I guess what we could call the more awake communities. And there's a lot of confusing things out there, and a lot of things that we have to discern for ourselves. And that is the one thing that I really want to point out is, no matter what anybody tells you, whether it's me or somebody else that you're listening to, or it really doesn't matter who you're listening to. You have to create discernment within yourself. You have to be able to discern whether this information is beneficial to you, I guess, if you want to call it that way. Is it propaganda? Is it fear-based? What is the actual agenda behind this? Because even in the spiritual communities, there has been an intense amount of infiltration, and I do think that there's a lot of corruption there. So it doesn't matter where you get your information from. I say, or I believe, that the best place to get your information from is really your inner landscape, yourself, your higher self, where you can actually ask and feel into the energy of the message that's been given. So, for example, if you've ever been able to walk into a room and tell whether people like you or not, or you can immediately feel that you're welcome, or you feel that person probably doesn't like me very much, or this person has an issue, or that this is a very open person. So this is all energetic, and we all have this ability. I'd say more than 93% of our communication is non-verbal anyway. So you have to be in tune with that in order to really discern what's going on around you. So that's really important, is discernment. So in the beginning, when I first started realizing that things are not as they seem, and that we've been lied to a lot about who we are, the powerful beings that we are, our intense and just amazing ability to create the reality around us, we've been lied to about it. We haven't learned how to do that from a young age, and when you start folding back the layers of all of this, all of these lies, you really start to realize how much we have lost ourselves in this world that's actually, for the most part, fake. And I'm not just talking about social media that's forever peddling different things, or even mainstream media that's really just, it's not there for your highest interest. I'm talking more about just generalized information that's been given in all aspects of life. And I'm talking about all aspects: education, medicine, religion. And I know there's a few people that would not like it when I say that, but religion has also been corrupted for the largest part. So how do you, especially in the beginning, when you first start realizing that we've been lied to about a lot of things, how do you discern? How do you know whether or not what somebody is saying is true or not? Well, nobody's going to tell you, yes, it's true, or no, it's not true, and you're just going to believe them one way or another. Your body will tell you immediately. So the best thing that you can do is to really get quiet and sit in that energy a little bit. You have to start learning your own truth system. Now, there's many ways that we can do this, and during my sessions I teach people how to really get in touch with their higher selves, with spirit, if you will, with their guides, their guardian angels, whatever you want to call it, God as well, of course. But I teach them how to discern from an energetic point of view. And it's basically just feeling into your body. The same way that you would be able to feel when you walk into a room, if there's animosity towards you, the same way your body tells you. You'll feel it in your body when somebody is saying something to you that doesn't sit right. And that's why we say, like, it doesn't sit right with me. It's not that it actually sits anywhere. It's really that in the seat of your body, it doesn't sit well. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel right. So you have to teach yourself how to do that, because we all can do it. We just, many times we choose to ignore it, especially when we're in relationships with people that we want to be in, and they don't necessarily want to be in those relationships with us. So we need to untrain ourselves to ignore it. In other words, we have to train ourselves to listen to it. We have to make time for ourselves, and it needs to be quiet time. If you have a specific question about something, let's say you read something in an article, and in the beginning it might be a little bit of a slow burn where you start learning how to do this. But over time, the more you've trained yourself, it's immediate. It's immediate. As soon as I read something, I'm like, oh, okay, I see what you're doing. I see what you're trying to do. I see the message that you're trying to get out there. And then I can transmute it from there. Like, energetically, I do not consent to what you're trying to peddle here. And then I move on. I don't get involved with an article. I don't get involved with the people who wrote it. I don't engage in energy that isn't for my highest good. Because remember, energy begets energy, right? So whatever you focus your energy on, you're going to get more of. If you're going to continuously focus on the negative things that we are especially now seeing in our environments, external environments like media and social media, all you're going to be doing is creating those realities on their behalf. And you're going to make those realities become clearer in your reality. The ideal is not to ignore it. We acknowledge, I can see what you're doing. I can see all the things that are happening around me. I'm not blind and I'm not stupid. I can see that these are certain things that are trying to play out. I'm not going to get emotionally attached or involved or engaged with the outcome at all. I'm going to disengage from the outcome. And I'm going to focus on the positive things in my life, or the better things in my life, the things that I want in my life, the things that I already have that I want more of in my life. And so energetically, your body will tell you. You'll feel it. You'll literally feel it in your stomach if something doesn't feel right. I feel it in my heart when something is really good, or I get goosebumps when I get a really good message from a stranger. I'm like, yeah, I really needed to have that information today. I will get goosebumps, and that's because our bodies already know. Energetically, we already know whatever our brains have not yet processed, or whatever our senses have not allowed us yet to process. So discernment in that way, really important. The other thing that I want to talk about today is having compassion. And I know we, in the spiritual community, there's a lot of talk about in love and light. It's all of the rainbows and unicorns and butterflies and everything. And that's great. We want to focus on the good things in our lives because we want more of that. We don't want to focus on the things that we don't want more of. And that is absolutely true from a physics, science, which is catching up to it now, and just energetic side. However, there is such a thing as toxic positivity, that's what I call it, and bypassing. So if I come to you with a problem and I say to you, oh my word, I am having such a tough time right now because I'm not sure where I should be focusing or where I'm headed. I just feel stuck and lost. And I say to you, oh, just be positive. It will work out. What does that do to that person's morale? Well, first of all, they feel unheard and unseen. They feel dismissed. and like it doesn't matter. What they're going through doesn't matter, and that there's something wrong with them because they're not all sparkly and rainbows and birthday cakes. So to me, that is a form of toxic positivity. And even though your friend or the person that's doing that might have very good intentions behind it, it still doesn't have a good result. And it's not because they're trying not to be supportive. They may be on their own journey where they want to be all about love and light and all of that stuff, which is great, and we all want to get there, and there are days when we all have that. But we have to acknowledge where we are before we can transmute it. So, oh, I see we are. Tell me why you lost. Just having that question and that little bit of curiosity with the people in your life, it will make the biggest difference. Dismissing somebody's existence, or not even existence, their experience, straight off the bat, is such a harmful thing, a hurtful thing to do in a relationship. And we see this a lot in marriages. I see it very often in marriages. And like I said, it's not intentional. Sometimes it is, but mostly it's not intentional. It's more of I don't really know how to help you through this, so I'm just going to say the easiest thing that's going to get me out of this uncomfortable situation, because I don't want to be with your discomfort. So I'm just going to say whatever I can to get out of this uncomfortable position and move on to the next subject. First of all, if you don't want to be in that uncomfortable situation and you're the one that has to give advice, just say that. You know what? I see you. I see where you are. I don't really understand why you're there, and I don't really want to dive too deep into it. I would rather have us do something that's a little bit more fun. Maybe that helps you get out of it. But I'm not necessarily the right person to help you through this in that way. Even that, first of all, it makes you vulnerable because you are admitting that you don't know how to help this person, and you're showing love and compassion to this person, saying, let's do something that could make you feel better, that maybe does not involve talking about this subject. The second thing that you're doing is that person now feels heard, seen, and they might actually, by just hearing you say that, not feel like there's something wrong with them, because there's more than one person that doesn't necessarily know how to handle it. It's almost like gaslighting when you tell people, well, you know, just get over it, just smile, just sunshine and roses. You know, it's a form of gaslighting, in my opinion, and nobody wants to be gaslit. So if you're able to show compassion and love to people who are in situations that you may not understand, even if it was by their own hand. For example, I know people that would just consistently burn bridges with people around them, and it comes from a point of wounding and damage from childhood. They don't know how to deal with these situations, so they automatically just burn and run. Now, those type of people kind of bring a lot of that energy to them, so they will get more burnt bridges until they have actually dealt with the underlying reasons why they don't know how to handle these things. And it is very much, I can't trust people. It's a lot of these underlying topics that people don't want to address. So having love and compassion for people who are even bringing those things to themselves, that is where we're at the moment. I know I haven't spoken a lot about the ascension process. I don't even like the wording with that, but basically what it comes down to is, as a species, or as a race, as the human race, we are currently undergoing massive energetic shifts, and we can see it. We see it in the chaos around us, but we also see it in the good. We can see people doing more things for others. We can see people making more videos about how to help other people, or about how to have better relationships. There's definitely more positive out there right now than there's ever been before. And as a race, with this process where we are energetically leveling up, I would say, and I will speak about that in the next video, the ascension process and what that entails. what I believe it entails. This is my disclaimer. The knowledge that I have is just an inner knowing, feeling, whatever you want to call it. I'm not going to hold anybody to it. Take what resonates and what doesn't. Leave that information. But while we are going through this process of ascension or this energetic shift, we are clearing out a lot of things. One of the things that we need to clear out is judgment of others and having compassion for people, even if you don't understand their choices, even if you don't understand how someone can possibly do the things that they are doing. And I think that is probably one of the least easy things to do in this time and age, because now we are seeing all the things that have happened. We are noticing. We have the internet, and now all this information of all the things that have been done that have not been good is out in the open. And for many, it feels so overwhelming. It feels like the world is coming to an end. It's never been this chaotic. It's always been this chaotic. We just didn't know. So now that we have the knowledge, we get to choose. It's not about separation. It's not about this person is better than that person. Energetically, we have to choose which timeline, which life we want to have. And on an energetic basis, certain energies cannot stay together. It's just what it is. Fear and love can't necessarily be in the same container at the same time. How can you be fearful and feel love at the same time? Try it. It's not possible. So we are going through this shift where we are being exposed to everything that's going on. We are being exposed, and you will see this a lot now. People doing things that may seem out of character, or people feeling an urgency to make huge changes, and you might not understand how they could do that. How can you leave your husband after 20 years? How can you start a new career after being a lawyer for 30 years? This type of stuff, and it's there for purpose. It's with purpose, and it's so that we can truly embody our most authentic self, our most truthful self. And that means that you have to be honest with yourself, and you have to be honest with others, because right now we are in a time where we can manifest so fast that every thought has a probability of becoming a reality very quickly. So everything that you think, if you can catch yourself thinking every day, even just a few thoughts, see how much of it is positive, see how much of it is not great, and notice that, because you will be attracting whatever it is that you're thinking, doing, and saying to you. So the crux of the matter is, where we're sitting right now as a human race, with everything being exposed, the most important thing for us to remember is that everybody has a journey, everybody has a story, everybody has a past, and every single person has a unique experience. No matter what they do, it's going to feel different to them. Even if they do the exact same thing as you, it will feel different to them. It's a completely unique experience. And just because you haven't experienced that, or just because you don't feel the same about a specific experience, does not mean that that other person's experience is not valid, or that you get to judge their journey, or that you get to judge their experience, or that you get to discriminate against it. So can you, my question for the day is, can you have love and compassion even for the person that has hurt children, and that has hurt other people, and has hurt animals? It's not easy. If you can, become the observer in that situation, not get emotionally entangled in their story, and build your own story in the most beautiful, bright way. That does not mean that you're always happy. It means that you acknowledge where you're at. If you're not in a space where you feel good, acknowledge it. I don't feel good today. Today I feel like I just want to cry. Great. Now you can do something about it. Oh, I was mean to somebody today. I should be chastised and crucified. No. Have compassion and grace for yourself. You had a bad day, and move on. learn from that experience and be better next time. Maybe give yourself some tools so that if you're in that same situation again or similar situation, that you can actually do something different in that situation. So this is an extremely important point for where we're going, because we cannot take judgment with us, fear, or a lack of compassion. This is the most important thing that we can do for ourselves and for others right now. So I'm not going to continue for much longer. This video is already 20 minutes long. If you are feeling like these energies that are coming into the planet right now, which is helping us to resolve old things that we haven't dealt with, that might be bringing up some fears for you, or it might be bringing up certain behaviors that you thought that you've dealt with before, and even old emotions, and you don't necessarily know how to resolve it, work through it, transmute it, because we have to be where we are before we can transmute it, you are more than welcome to visit my website. It's lotusnera.com, and I'm Helen McGinn. You can give me a text or email me, and we can have a discussion about how hypnosis and NLP can help you through that process if you feel like you need it. It's a wonderful session that you can do that easily and quickly and effectively release all of these emotions or even behaviors that may not be serving you in the best way. And it also helps you to create new tools for going forward, so that you can be the best version, or show up as the best version of yourself, not only for yourself, but for your kids, your family, your husband, your friends, and just be the happiest version that you can be. Remember, we are beings of emotion. Our emotions lead us. They tell us when something is wrong and that we need to transmute. They tell us when something is right and that we want more of. Your emotions are very important. So it's time to acknowledge them and to actually transmute the ones that you want to not have in your life all the time. But acknowledge them first before you do that. So I hope that this has been a helpful video. I will do another one soon about the ascension process and what we're dealing with at the moment. But for now, go dig deep, and hope you have a fantastic day.